Special Field Orders Number 15, Headquarters, Military Division of Mississippi. In the field, Savannah, Georgia, January 16, 1865.
The islands from Charleston south, the abandoned rice fields along the rivers for 30 miles back from the sea, and the country bordering the St. John River, Florida, are reserved and set apart for the settlement of the blacks.
Now made free by the acts of war and the proclamation of the President of the United States.
At Beaufort, Hilton Head, Savannah,
Fernandina, St. Augustine, and Jacksonville.
The blacks may remain in their chosen or custom vocations,
but on the islands
and in
the
the
settlements hereafter to be established,
no white person whatever, unless military officers and soldiers detailed for duty, will be permitted to reside. And the sole and exclusive management of affairs will be left to the free people themselves,
subject only to the United States military authority and the acts of Congress.
by the laws
of war and orders of the President of the United States, the Negro is free and must be dealt with as such. He cannot be subject to conscription or forced military service, save by the written orders of the highest military authority of the department, under such regulations as the President or Congress may prescribe. Domestic servants, blacksmiths, carpenters, and other mechanics will be free to select their own work and residence, but the young and able-bodied Negroes must be encouraged to enlist as soldiers in the service of the United States to contribute their share toward maintaining their own freedom and securing their rights as citizens of the United States.
Negroes so enlisted will be organized into companies, battalions, and regiments under the orders of the United States military authorities and will be paid, fed, and clothed according to the law.
The bounties paid on enlistment may, with the consent of the recruit, go to assist his family and settlement in procuring agricultural implements, seed, tools, boats, clothing, and other articles necessary for their livelihood.
Whenever 3 respectable Negroes, heads of families, shall desire to settle on land, and shall have selected for that purpose an island or a locality clearly defined within the limits above designated, the inspector of settlements and plantations will himself, or by such subordinate officer as he may appoint, give them a license to settle such island or district, and afford them such assistance as he can to enable them to establish a peaceable agricultural settlement.
The 3 parties named will subdivide the land under the supervision of the inspector among themselves and such others as may choose to settle near them, so that each family shall have a plot of not more than 40 acres of tillable ground, and when it borders on some water channel with not more than 800 feet waterfront, in the possession of which land the military authorities will afford them protection until such time as they can protect themselves, or until Congress shall regulate their title.
The quartermaster may, on the requisition of the inspector of settlements and plantations, place at the disposal of the inspector 1 or more of the captured steamers to ply between the settlements and 1 or more of the commercial points heretofore named in orders to afford the settlers the opportunity to supply their necessary wants and to sell the products of their land and labor.
Whenever a Negro has enlisted in the military service of the United States, he may locate his family in any one of the settlements at pleasure rights of a settler as though present in person.
In like manner, Negroes may settle their families and engage on board the gunboats, or in fishing, or in the navigation of the inland waters, without losing any claim to land or other advantages derived from this system.
But no one, unless an actual settler, as above defined, or unless absent on government service, will be entitled to claim any right to land or property in any settlement by virtue of these orders.
In order to carry out this system of settlement, a general officer will be detailed as inspector of settlements and plantation,
whose duty it shall be to visit the settlements, to regulate their police and general management, and who will furnish personally to each head of a family, subject to the approval of the President of the United States,
a possessory title in writing, giving as near as possible the description of boundaries, and who shall adjust the claims or conflicts that may arise under the same name, subject to the like approval, treating such titles although altogether as possessory.
The same general officer will also be charged with the enlistment and organization of the Negro recruits in protecting their interests while absent from their settlements. It will be governed by the rules and regulations prescribed by the War Department for such purpose.
Brigadier General R. Saxon is hereby appointed Inspector of Settlements and Plantations and will be at once entered on the performance of his duties.
No change is intended or desired in the settlement now on Beautiful Island, nor will any rights to property
heretofore acquired be affected thereby.
By order of Major General W.T. Sherman, L. N. Dayton, Assistant Adjutant General.